what they do here. First and goal. Rodgers hangs in the pocket, throwing into a lot of traffic, and it's caught for the touchdown by.
And as always, you can follow us on Twitter at First and Goal Pod. Follow the guys. Jay is at UPJ33. Dave is at Steak and Cheese. And the fantasy wonder man himself, Dylan, is at DylanBusby1. Email all your questions and comments to us at firstandgoalpodcast@yahoo.com, and you will make the show live during our mailbag segment. Again, that's firstandgoalpodcast@yahoo.com. And welcome, everybody, to another live edition of First and Goal with me, your founder and producer, Jay Andrews in the UP. And as always, your host with the most down in Georgia, it's Dave.
What's going on, First and Goalers? What is going on? Wow, some late news popped out today there, Jay.
What's that?
The Pro Bowl list, or shall I say
that
the
thing where that
the
doesn't
popularity
really matter?
contest? Yeah, the popularity contest.
That thing where all pros don't make the team.
Well, I'm just confused on one thing. How does a team that's 11-4, Packers are 11-4, and they can only get 2 on the Pro Bowl list when I can name another 4 right now who deserve to be on there? Like, I saw Khalil Mack on there. He's having a horrible year for what he's getting paid, for how much hype has been built around him in Chicago after this stupid trade. How, and fans in their right minds, don't vote in Za'Darius or Preston Smith? They have more sacks. They both have more tackles. Oh, and by the way, Za'Darius gets more double-teamed than Khalil Mack could ever dream of this season, and Khalil Mack still getting a better pressure rate. Sorry, I can't fathom it.
You mean Za'Darius Smith still getting a better pressure rate?
Yeah, that's what I meant.
You said Khalil by accident.
No. I was okay. I'm sorry. Za'Darius is, but I was saying Khalil with his down season is what I said. But anyways. And then you add on to the fact I'm pissed because Brian Bulaga is having an amazing season. He's ranked in the top 12 tackles, and he's given up 1 sack this year while playing injured with an injured shoulder. Yeah, sorry. The guy's been making it. Oh, and how about Elton Jenkins? No QB hits, no sacks. Only offensive lineman on the interior to do that this year. But instead they vote in the Cowboys offensive lineman because they're well known. Now, give me a break. Oh, and then, what about Mason Crosby? Missed 1 field goal all year. Has been money. And that came early in the season.
I've told you that for years. Like, I'm going to tell you this right now. If your argument to me that a player is good is he's the Pro Bowl, I'm done talking to you.
Oh, no, I'm just voting. I'm just wanting to know what fans are thinking.
Because to me, well, that's all it is. It's name recognition. Who do you know? And you could have a good season 3 or 4 years ago and make Pro Bowls 4 or 5 years later from it, if you're hyped up enough through the media, because that's what sticks in people's minds. Prime example is Khalil Mack. He had a pretty good year last year, but if you consider that at one point, I think him and Fackrell were like tied, and Kyler Fackrell was making $750,000, and he was making what, $25 million?
Pete Prisco, who visited the Green Bay training camp, even just said perfect in this whole line. Khalil Mack did not outplay Za'Darius Smith this year at any point. Name over game in that one. You just said it perfect. Pete just basically said that in that sentence. Oh, probably the biggest snub out of all of them. What really pissed me off, Who leads the league in touchdowns on running backs?
Oh, Aaron Jones, but I'm sure
Not.
Ezekiel Elliott made it.
No, it was Dalvin Cook and Christian
Okay.
McCaffrey.
No.
McCaffrey, yes. Cook, no.
Well, no, Cook should for the Pro Bowl.
Not
Cook
over
has
Jones.
Not over Jones, but I'm not gonna. At least it wasn't like Ezekiel Elliott or Todd Gurley. You know what I mean? Like I can take Cook and McCaffrey and take that snub. Not greatly, but at least I am not going. Okay, well those two. That's like those three are tied this year for the best three backs in the league. So if you're only going to take two and you're going to leave out one of those two, at least I
can't do it,
Aaron
man.
Jones is being. I wouldn't do it either because he's got the touchdowns over the other two. Okay, total touchdowns. But my point, Dave, is if you're going to have to be snubbed by two other guys, at least it's two guys that are literally leading the league with you in yardage and carrying their team and production and all that. That one's not as bad as some of the others.
Oh,
Like,
and then
Honestly,
mind you,
I'm surprised Devontae Adams hasn't made the Pro Bowl just because of name recognition. Because he doesn't deserve it, but everybody knows his name.
Amari Cooper didn't make it this year, and he's been tearing it up.
Yeah, but he's been hurt, though, too, a lot, and so I think people took that in
But
consideration.
he's still top 3 in the NFC in yards and touchdowns, and he's been hurt.
We could do this shit all night if you want to, because the Pro Bowl is a freaking joke. By the time this thing's done, there will be over 225 Pro Bowlers named this season. That's a joke.
They put out a top 10 snubs list on NFL.com, Jay. Guess who wasn't on the top 10 NFL snubs list? Jones and Zadarius Smith both got snubbed from the snub list.
That's a double. You know what? We're going to make a double snub list. A snub list for those that didn't make the snub list who got snubbed from the Pro Bowl.
Yeah, and guess what? I'm going to list them all Packers because it's BS. I can name a lot better players. I'm sorry. I know the Dallas O-line is good, but Elton Jenkins is the only interior lineman, and he came in week 2 with no starter reps before that. And the kid has flourished. He was top 5, one of the top 5 offensive rookies this week, especially against Akeem Hicks all game long. And Eddie Goldman gave up 1 pressure, 0 sacks, 0 QB hits. It's been that way the whole season. It just amazes me. And that's the thing. We don't have a name for him to be popular right now, so of course he's not going to get voted in.
No. The Pro Bowl, I'm so tired of the Pro Bowl, dude. The game sucks to watch. The people that make it's a joke. Like, yeah, I would rather see an all-pro game being played, where we name an all-pro NFC team and an all-pro AFC team. It's 22 guys. That's it. No, you have to accept it's played after the Super Bowl, so everybody that's named, you got to play. If you're not going to play...
Well, that's how the Pro Bowl originally was.
Well, that's what I'm saying, but, let's do it on the all-pros so that there's one guy from each position, one, and then a second alternate. You're an alternate, and that way if the first one goes, and if the second one goes, well, guess what? Then you can't be all-pro. If you don't accept to play in the game, then you're snubbed from the all-pro list or something. There should be a penalty. Because like I said, by the time they're done doing this Pro Bowl thing, there will be over 225 Pro Bowlers named. That's a joke. That's not what it's meant to be. It'll get the time the game's played, it'll be the 4th or 5th quarterback, because the veterans don't want to play. It'll be the 5th, alternate tackle, the 7th alternate wide receiver. It's a joke. Guys that weren't initially even going to get named or even considered will be playing in the Pro Bowl and be a Pro Bowler because this guy and that guy didn't want to do it. Oh, I got a toe, my toes hurt. If it was really a game, I'd play, but it's the Pro Bowl. Nobody cares. It's a joke.
Yeah, Preston Smith just backed what you said. He came out an hour ago when the list came out. He says sometimes you have to laugh at the jokes and keep moving, even if they're not funny. Shoulder shrug. See you later. That means those players in Green Bay are wanting something more. They don't just want a division title. They don't just want to be in the playoffs. They don't just want to go to a Pro Bowl. They want more. And that's what I love about their attitudes right now. Yeah, I'm pissed as a fan because this is ridiculous. Oh, and Zadarius Smith might get the David Bakhtiari treatment. Remember how Bakhtiari got voted to an All-Pro but not a Pro Bowl? That's what's going to happen with Zadarius.
2 years ago, Bakhtiari was second team All-Pro left tackle, no Pro Bowl. Last year, he was the left tackle on the All-Pro team, no Pro Bowl. Okay, so to me, right then and there, if I'm the Pro Bowl person in charge, and I go through the list, and I see somebody that's been named to an All-Pro team that isn't on the Pro Bowl, I'm making sure that guy gets on the. I'm knocking down the whatever dude that and the fact they don't do that tells you that it's just a joke. They're just doing it to do the fans. That's why. And honestly, I believe truly. The more I think about this, it's why the players don't take the game as serious. Because it doesn't matter to be a Pro Bowler. Like, they keep saying it's because the rules are changed. Those guys started changing the rules because you're getting a guy that hasn't gotten paid yet, and he's a Pro Bowler, but he doesn't want to hurt himself. So now he's like, well, don't hit me too hard. Because he wasn't going to be a Pro Bowler because he's a 15th alternate. Like, it's just a joke.
Yep. It is, sadly. But we have other news going on besides that. Matthew Stafford has finally been put on IR. I don't know why it took him this long. It's not like the Lions season was still in the playoff running. They were playing with fire, keeping him trying to see if he was going to play. And it just wasn't going to work out. I kept telling Julius that too, that I don't know why they're not putting him on IR. He has a broken back. It's not like he has... It's not like he had a fracture in his arm.
I know you want to get to that, but this just came across. So Aaron Rodgers makes the Pro Bowl. But
yeah, you didn't know that?
I'm sorry. No, because I haven't really paid attention. We were watching. Okay, here's FYI non-football. Literally, at 35 years old, I believe my wife was one of the only people left on the planet who had never watched It's a Wonderful Life. And so... we rented it, but in the colored, remastered version where it's in color. And so tonight, for the first time, my wife and my kids watched it together, So I haven't been looking at my phone. Although I've seen it 100 times, it's still one of my favorite movies. I know it sounds honky, but it makes me laugh. Because, the scenes when they're, kissing, they don't kiss because they do the old weird necking cheek thing because it's 1947 is when the movie was made. And that was, how people,
we can't show lips touching. How dare they?
Yeah, the lips barely touched back then. They did a lot of this cheek rubbing stuff, and it just makes me laugh. Okay, I get a kick out of the movie. It's a damn good movie. It's got very good life points in it about how people are down, and it's still relevant to this day, so... that's why I haven't looked at my phone. But yeah, I love Aaron Rodgers. He's not a Pro Bowler this year. And that has nothing to do with me saying he's elite or not declining, but to me the Pro Bowls
it's a name game.
Yeah, it's he's not a Pro Bowler this year. I mean, just if you told me Drew Brees was a Pro Bowler this year, I'd laugh. You can't miss 5 games and be a Pro Bowler. And have the other guy go 5-0 while you're gone. You're not a Pro Bowl player then. Sorry. They do this. Yeah. Aaron Rodgers is not a Pro Bowl.
I agree. I definitely agree. I just think there's 4 other people on the team who should be Pro Bowlers right now. Mind you,
Packers are loaded with guys that deserve to be.
Also, too, I just read that we have 10 alternates at different positions. So if other guys can't play, we would have 12 people in the Pro Bowl, just like the Ravens.
That is so stupid. Do you see my point?
Yeah.
It's so stupid.
I know. Zadarius and Preston Smith were alternates behind guys like Khalil Mack. Yep. Shaq Barrett does deserve to be there, though. He's leading the league in sacks.
The guy is playing on a $5.5 million one-year contract, and nobody thought he was this good.
I know.
And let's be real. It's not like he's playing in a stalwart defense where there's a bunch of dudes that he's getting the double teams on that defense.
Yeah.
He's going to get paid somewhere if they don't keep him.
Shaq Barrett's going to pay